It's been nice to have an extended period of time between games. It's allowed our players to recharge the batteries and mend little knocks that they'd picked up from the first 13 games we played. But we're excited. The lads have been working really hard in training, and we're looking forward to opening MAC play this weekend.
As you mentioned, you got a big match this weekend against your former team, and talk about how you guys are feeling heading into the MAC opener.
Very positive. You know, we had a good positive performance in our last match down at Houghton. We kept a clean sheet, which we badly needed, and we scored goals, which we'd been struggling to do. So I think confidence is high, and the lads have done a really good job working on the things we've needed to improve on in the last 5 or 6 days, and we'll continue to do so over the next couple of days, preparing for Western Michigan on Friday.
You announced Walid as an additional captain earlier this week. Talk about why you did that and what he brings to your team as a captain, as a leader, as a vocal leader.
You know, I think it's the right time to do it. Walid's a senior, and this means the world to him, and you can see that with his passion and his energy and his drive every day in training. And you know, I think he's going to play a big part in the success that we're going to have through the course of the rest of the season. And you know, one thing that really struck out to us as a coaching staff was the way he handled himself when he wasn't playing. You know, he was selfless, and he was really a team-first player, and really a team-first guy, and that's really what warranted us making that decision. But we're excited to have him on board.
Walid, how does it feel to be a team captain, and what, knowing that you're a captain now, what are you going to have to do anything different, or what do you do? Are you a vocal leader? What is your role?
Well, I told the coaches it was a pleasure for me to accept this, and as a senior, I think the experience I bring in and just being a vocal leader has been a part of what I've been doing for since the beginning of the season. Excuse me. But I don't know, just staying positive all the time and just encouraging guys when guys are down, or just bringing in that positive energy that lifts everyone up. I think that's most important.
As Coach mentioned, you've been splitting time in goal, but it hasn't been seeming to affect your play at all. Talk about how you would prepare, knowing heading into a game if you weren't playing. How is it? Do you prepare any differently, or what do you?
No, I'm always ready to play. I'm a team player, so whenever I'm called in to play, I'm just always ready. I always have that attitude that no matter what happens, I should be ready. So.
Coach, talk about Russell. He keeps producing on the field. He's your leading scorer. Talk about his play so far this season and heading into MAC play, what you're looking forward to with him.
Yeah, it's been good, and we expect a little bit more from him come MAC time as well. That seems to be when he does his best damage. When we look historically last year, he scored some terrific goals in MAC play, and I know he's excited and energized to face Western on Friday and then the other MAC foes in the following week. So we're really looking forward to him stepping up and becoming a big part of the team's success.
Russell, you guys had a nice 2-0 victory last time out. How does that momentum carrying into the MAC season, how is that going to help you guys heading forward?
Yeah, we played a terrific game at Houghton, and then the weeks of practices after that, everyone's really positive. There's a lot of energy on the field, and everyone's looking forward to MAC play.
How do you feel as the leader for the forwards? How do you feel as the offense is progressing? You guys are starting to score a couple more goals now, getting going towards MAC play.
Yeah, everything's starting to click. We have like training sessions where we've been working strictly with like the forwards and stuff, and we're getting to know each other's tendencies, and it's really starting to click.
How excited are you to start MAC play? And I know you've had a lot of non-conference matches, and now you're getting into MAC play. How excited are you you personally and as a team to get into MAC play?
Yeah, it's the best part of the year for us soccer players. I mean, the games are way more. There's way more energy. Everyone's fighting for those points and trying to get into the MAC tournament.
Walid, it's a brand new season, MAC play. You know, it doesn't matter what you've done early in the season. What have you guys learned through your non-conference schedule that's going to help you in MAC play?
I think the non-conference games have helped us just learn from our little mistakes, and they've allowed us to tweak certain areas where we needed to reinforce or just improve on. But I think come MAC play, you know, everyone starts with a 0-0 record. So at this point, it's up for anyone, and we're really excited for that.
Coach, talk about the keeper play so far between Walid and Cameron. Talk about what you've seen from them and what you hope they they do going into MAC play?
They've both been very good. You know, it's been a little bit unfortunate with the amount of goals they've conceded. I think, you know, the schedule's been quite unforgiving, and if we look at statistically, there's been a lot of goals scored through very few shots, and that's not down to bad goalkeeping, that's just been tremendous strikes. So I've been really pleased with their work ethic every day. The ability that they have is undoubted, and the fact that they get along so well and push each other every day is a massive plus as well.
As a senior, how are you helping the other goalkeepers? You're probably, obviously you're competing with them, but how are you helping them progress in their careers? And
I try to give them tips here and there on every little aspect of their game, and I also like to hear feedback from them as well. But I think just in training, just being able to push the guys to, you know, focus or maybe improve on this or whatever point there is. But overall, we've been pushing each other, so I think that's helped bring our caliber a little higher.
Cameron recorded a shutout in his last game. How big was that for the team's confidence? Not just his confidence, but the team in general.
Yeah, we haven't had a clean sheet in a while, so I think overall that was very important for especially the back line and the midfielders, because there are certain areas where we had to work on, but I think it's brought some confidence in, and even our result this past weekend has helped us. It's just giving us a little more momentum going forward.
Coach, how big was that for your young defense to get the clean sheet on against Houghton?
Yeah, it was very important. I thought they did exceptionally well, and we were starting to see them implement exactly what we wanted from them. You know, it's often difficult when you've got two freshmen and two sophomores in the back line, and some of them have come from a long way internationally, and we've got to take into account that they're a long way from home, and college soccer is a different animal, and there was a lot of games in a short period of time there. So I was really pleased for them, and they fully deserved it, and they've really bought into this new system that we've been playing.
Russell, how important is coming home and playing the first MAC game at home? I know you guys are 2-1 at home this season. Talk about how important it is to have the home field advantage.
Yeah, we're gonna have a pretty big crowd at home. The first MAC game, so there's gonna be a lot of hype around it, and having the atmosphere at home is gonna be huge for us.
Coach, last time out you got a lot of guys in, and you got a lot of guys a good amount of playing time. Have you guys solidified a starting lineup yet, or are you just going to keep going with whoever's the best at the time?
Yeah, and that's really what non-conference schedule has been about with such a young group. Some guys have been in and out of form. Some guys have looked better in positions we didn't really expect them to look better in when we brought them in. So that was really about finding that starting group and really honing in and deciding what formation worked best with that starting group. And we've got that now, and we're really pleased with what we've got. And we'll be focusing probably on 13, 14, 15 players from this point forward.
You guys had a long break since your last game. Talk about how you changed. Have you changed anything in preparation, and was it good for the team to get the little break? You mentioned it was good to re-energize the batteries a little bit.
Yeah, very much so. It was almost like we were able to go back into a mini preseason camp. We had a lot of time to heal the wounds and look at what we'd done well so far this season and what we hadn't done well. And there was a lot of things to work on, and we've spent a lot of time working on video, introducing this new formation for this weekend, and we'll be excited to go.
Russell, it seems like you guys are starting to get a little chemistry going on throughout the non-conference schedule. Talk about how this is going to help you moving forward throughout the season.
Yeah, each and every practice, progressively, we get better chemistry. We know players' tendencies, what they're going to do, movement off the ball, and now everything's starting to click, and it couldn't be a better time moving into MAC play.
Waleed, how do you think that the young defense has progressed so far in front of you? What you've seen since the beginning of the season until now? How have they helped? How have they improved?
I think they've been able to just work together as a unit, and in terms of, you know, covering each other's backs in certain situations, and obviously they've been able to gain some experience from all these games.
Coach, you've mentioned a couple of times you've dominated a lot of games, and there's just that one lapse that costs you the end result. Talk about what you guys have done to try to eliminate those lapses for 5-minute spans.
You know, I think it's working on fitness that may have played a part into it, and crucial moments where we've slacked off, but also working on our concentration levels throughout the duration of training. You know, if we train that way and we don't have any lapses, that's going to transfer straight onto the field.
Russell, talk about Nikolai Berry. He assisted on your goal. Talk about his play, and he's starting to get a little bit more playing time. I know he missed a little bit of preseason, so he was slow back in the lineup. Talk about his play. It seems like he's he's picking it up a little bit, helping you guys off offensively.
Yeah, it's great having Nikolai back in the lineup, and Stu can put him in the starting lineup or bring him off the bench, and he's gonna produce for us. Very dynamic player, and he's always gonna produce goals and assists for us. So it's great to have him back.